So now, why are we here? We all are here for this data science, machine learning, and AI master course, right? So this is our main motive for today. Today is our demo day 1. We still have students joining in, and we'll also have an other demo day tomorrow. So we have 2 demo days, and during these 2 demo days, I will be covering the entire structure of the syllabus that we are gonna start, right? That we are gonna discuss in these 3 months. You guys, if you guys have any kind of queries, you guys can reach me out through the chat section that is available in the Zoom. And then in tomorrow's class, we will be starting our first Python programming, right? Today's class is all about the syllabus and the platform that we are going to provide, the deliverables that you are going to receive, right? So all that. And tomorrow will be our first Python programming class. Okay, so first of all, before moving in, I would recommend you guys to join in this community that we have, because since we don't have any group at all together, this is the one community that I can communicate with you guys, right? So for next 2 days, all the recordings that we will be having, all the materials or the syllabus, this entire thing will be shared with you in this community. So if you are not a part of this WhatsApp community that I shared in the chat section, please go to that community and join that community so that I can share the recordings of today's and tomorrow's classes and all the syllabus with you guys. And a quick question, how many of you have not received the syllabus yet? Most of you guys have received the syllabus. Guys, can you hear me? Right? So how many of you, is there any student who haven't received the syllabus yet? If there is anyone who hadn't received the syllabus, just let me know in the chat section so that I can share the syllabus with you. Right? We have a very nicely structured syllabus that was shared with all the students who are attending the demo class. And if you guys still haven't received the syllabus, just let me know. And after this class, I will anyways share the syllabus in the community that I asked you to join in. Right? So no worries. Now, so let's start in, and you guys are free to ask any kind of questions in the chat section. This will be a 1-hour class, so you guys are free to ask any kind of questions in the chat section. And if you want to communicate with me, if you want to have a conversation with me, you can just raise your hand or unmute yourself and start discussing with me, right? So be open, be free, ask any type of questions you want. Just let's explore the syllabus in today's class. Okay, so yeah, and I need one more favor from you guys. This is my WhatsApp number. If you guys think that you lost the connectivity, right? So please text me on WhatsApp so that I can recheck my internet connection over here and just try to reconnect it, right? So most of the time it will not happen, but in case, so we already have students from our previous Python batches. You guys have my number, right? So if you find any lost in the connection, just make sure you guys immediately respond me, I mean, help me out on the WhatsApp. Fine. So data science, machine learning, and AI master course. So this is gonna be a 3 months course, and this entire course is divided into 14 modules. We have around 14 modules in this entire course. So normally when you and all these modules are based on Python programming language. Python is the primary programming language that we will be working on. So based on Python basics, we will start working on all the modules which we have in this entire course. Now, to start with, how many of you have zero experience in programming? Is there any student who is in today's class with zero experience in programming? Can I know? I mean, everyone in the chat section, if you guys have zero experience in the programming, or if you are very new to Python, please let me know in the chat section. So let's see what kind of class I'm dealing with today. So I think there are no new students who are very new to programming. I think all of you are at least having an understanding of what programming is, right? So zero knowledge on Python. So Mahima says she's having zero knowledge on Python. Any other student who is having zero knowledge on Python? Okay, Lokesh is also new to Python. And anyone? Mohan is also new to Python. New to Python, right? Fine, nice. Okay, so yeah, and Arvind also says he is very new to Python. Fine. So yeah, now if you guys are new to Python or if you guys are new to programming, I would say that this course is designed in such a way that even a very beginner in the Python, even a person with zero experience in Python will learn Python in this course, and then will start working on AI ML projects. That means we are starting from very beginning. The basics of Python will be discussed in this course for first 2 weeks, and then we will be taking you towards the advanced concepts. So as said, we have 14 different modules, and in that first module is discussing Python fundamentals. For first 2 weeks, we will be discussing Python fundamentals, learning all that is required for you to start working on data analytics, data science, machine learning, AI jobs. And then we'll start working on the real data science AI ML projects, right? So yeah. So now let me first give you a big picture, right? This course is designed specifically for people who want to break into data and AI space. And as you guys know, in today's era, there is a lot of hype over this AI. So most of the people are hearing AI, but they don't really understand where to go with this AI. Some people say data science, some people say AI ML, some people say AI engineer, ML engineer, Gen AI developer, agentic AI developer. There are different kind of job roles that are popping up, and people are confused of what to choose, right? So this is kind of environment in today's market, especially among freshers or especially among the people who want to get into Python. So this in today's class, I will try to clarify the differences between every job role that we have in this industry, what that specific job role is for, and also help you understand what kind of technology you have to learn to get into that job role, right? Every job role that we will be discussing in today's class will have Python fundamentals, whether it is a data analyst or a data scientist, or whether it is a ML engineer, right? AI engineer, or Gen AI developer. So people also call it as generative AI, right? Generative AI developer. So these are different job roles that we will be addressing in this course. And all these job roles, Python is basic. If you are not aware of Python, you are not applicable to apply for all these job roles. We will be addressing all these 5 kind of job roles in this course period for next 3 months. Whatever training I will be providing to you, that training will be addressing all these 5 different job roles. And these 5 different job roles are different from each other. They are not same. They are different but dependent on each other. They are different but dependent on each other. I will give you a brief breakdown as we progress. But these are the 5 job roles that we will be working on. And for all these 5 job roles, Python is the basic. Python is the fundamental. If you're not aware of Python basics, if you haven't practiced Python fundamentals, then you are not eligible to apply for all these job roles. Especially in these days, we see something called generative AI. After this OpenAI, ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, all these LLM tools that we see in market today, once these LLMs tools started progressing in market, we started seeing Gen AI developer jobs as well, right? Some people say there is no need to get into very Python basic to understand Gen AI, but I would say that's wrong. You have even to get into Gen AI programming, GenAI, even to get strong as a GenAI developer, you have to have knowledge on Python fundamentals. And I also had seen some people who are trying to work with machine learning algorithms without having knowledge on Python fundamentals. That's wrong. You should have understanding on Python fundamentals before you start working on machine learning, right? This is the basic. So for first 2 weeks, we will be discussing these basics itself. I will be making your foundation very strong, and then we'll start working on all these job roles, right? So here, uh, yeah, this to whom this course is for. This course is for any kind of fresher who is who just completed their graduation, who just completed their post graduation, right? Who also want to shift their career from other programming languages. We also have programmers, Java developers shifting towards Python programming, because these kind of job roles that I mentioned are paying more compared to the other job roles that we have in the market. As well, the demand is also growing. The future is all about AI ML. So we have people from other technologies also moving towards Python, machine learning, and AI, right? This course is even for those candidates who are also having experience in programming, who are software developers, who are freshers, right? So for all those candidates, this is the right course. And what we will be learning in this course, as said, we will be learning Python, we'll be learning machine learning, we'll be learning AI tools, and we'll also have SQL. Why SQL? I will be explaining that in further during this class. But yeah, we will be spending around 1 week of time understanding SQL as well, right? And then yeah, this course format, this is all instructor. I will be your instructor. We will be having live sessions, and we will be having hands-on projects as well. We will be working on real data sets, and at the end of the course, we will be spending at least 1 week of time for interview preparation as well. What kind of questions will be asked for data scientists, what kind of interviews, what kind of questions will be asked in machine for ML engineer, what kind of questions will be asked in GenAI developer. So all those kind of questions we will be discussing in the end of this course period as well. We will be spending at least 1 week of time on that. So yeah, that's how the course format is structured. And then what kind of career roles? These are the career roles which we just discussed, right? And we'll be more discussing on this career roles as I discuss the syllabus, right? So if you have any kind of questions, keep posting in the chat section. And yeah, this is the complete course roadmap. Right, so we have around 14 different modules. From first module, we have Python for data science, and then we'll be discussing about SQL, and then third will be data analytics with Python, and fourth, EDA visualization and statistic and machine learning math. Now let me help you understand what these 5 modules are. Python for data science is nothing but the Python fundamentals that we will be covering. And then SQL for analytics. As said, SQL is very much required. Whatever job role you select in Python industry, SQL is very much required. Even Python for web developers, SQL is required, right? So we will be discussing MySQL in this durations in this second module, and it will be for 1 week. We will also be discussing the syllabus of SQL very soon. But yeah, complete SQL is a second module. And then data analytics with Python. So that is a different job role. So after understanding Python for data science and SQL for analytics, trying to understand data analytics with Python is the third step for us, right? So Python, data analytics with Python, and EDA and visualization. So all these 4 steps, once you complete, all these 4 modules, once you complete, you are already ready for applying for data analyst jobs. Data analyst, and you also hear something called business analyst, right? So there is a slight difference between a data analyst and a business analyst, but the skill set these 2 job roles require are these 4. So Python fundamentals, SQL knowledge, and data analytics knowledge. Here in data analytics module, you will be discussing pandas package, numpy package, all that will be discussed very soon. Those packages and this EDA and visualization. Once you cover these 4 modules, you are already good fit for applying for data analyst and business analyst jobs. We will be completing this data analytics module along with a real-time project, along with a real-time data set that is having like thousands of data in it. We'll be working on it. So yeah, and these 4 modules, I am predicting to complete that in first 1 month of this course duration. This course duration is 3 months, and we'll be spending 1 month to understand these 4 modules. Within 1 month, you should be ready to understand data analytic concepts, right? And then starting from the second month, we'll be working on statistics and machine learning math. So we'll be spending around maybe 4 to 5 days in understanding math that is required to become a data scientist, that is required to become a ML engineer, AI engineer. There is some kind of math that is required. And this will be pure mathematics sessions for next 4 to 5 classes, right? This 5th module. And if you are not very good at math, there is no need to worry. I will be simplifying this math to the very core so that even someone who is very afraid of mathematics will start following the concepts that we will be using in machine learning. There is no need for you to be a very expert in mathematics, but you have to know these concepts, right? Just to know, we will be dedicating 4 to 5 days in understanding statistics and machine learning math, right? So for whatever algorithms that we discuss in machine learning and AI concepts, AI modules, we have some mathematics attached to it. Without understanding that mathematics, directly jumping into machine learning fundamentals is not going to help you in future, because this mathematics will also come back to you while attending interviews as well. So I had seen some people who are directly jumping into machine learning fundamentals and AI fundamentals without understanding this main module, math module. So that is very much required. So we'll be spending around 4 to 5 hours. No need to worry if you're not very good at math. I will handle you, right? And then we have machine learning fundamentals and advanced machine learning optimizations and time series forecasting, right? So all these 4 modules we will be working to complete in this second month. So entire second month will be spent to understand all these 4 modules. Once you complete these 4 modules, you will be already, once you complete all these 4 modules, you will be ready to apply for jobs like data scientist or ML engineer, right? ML engineer. Now, so some people can ask a question like, can I jump without doing this data analytics module or SQL module? Can I directly jump to the second month and start from machine learning math? No, that is not doable. That is not possible. Why? Because though data analyst and data scientist jobs are different, they are dependent on each other. You have to have knowledge of a data analyst to start working as a data scientist. You have to master packages like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. Then only you can go ahead and start working as a data scientist. Start learning data science concepts. So yes, you have to complete this data analytics. You have to complete this Python for data science, and you have to complete this SQL for analytics to get into machine learning fundamentals and advanced machine learning optimizations, right? So all this, even time series forecasting, all these modules can only be covered if you can master data analytics. And this data analytics will be mastered in first 1 month. So in the first 2 months of this course duration, you will be already applying for jobs like data analyst, business analyst, and data scientist, right? And data scientist, yeah, fine. So now one more thing that we will be doing from Plural Labs from our side is, once we complete this module, this job role, all the modules that are required for a particular job role, we will be also sharing a kind of interview questions with you right there itself. Once I complete data analyst modules in the first month, I will be sharing the basic interview questions that will be asked for a data analyst. And once we complete these modules for machine learning in the second month, I will be sharing the interview questions that we will be handling for a ML engineer, for a data scientist, right? So till here, any questions, guys? All good? Are you able to follow me? Guys, in the chat section, please. So all the classes will be very interactive. I will not be just dictating the notes and you will be not writing the notes. It will be a very interactive class, right? So I will be communicating. And for every 15 minutes, I will be giving you some time to raise your queries. So if you have any queries, you can start posting in the chat section. If not clear, you can say no, and then I will try to repeat the entire thing again. Right. So this is how the communication will happen. This will not be a one-to-many session. This will be a one-on-one. Everyone will be having a discussion in the chat section and we will be learning parallelly. Right. So no a textbook kind of process here where you will just be hearing me and then I will be leaving the class. No, I will not encourage that. So I will be discussing in the class. I will be taking queries from you, and sometimes I will be asking queries from you based on the classes we completed. So it will be a very interactive sessions all next 3 months, right? And then after completing these 4 modules, in the third month, we will be discussing deep learning fundamentals, Gen AI, and Gen AI. So these are the 2 important modules for the third month. So what these modules cover? So these modules are based on the latest Gen AI trends that you are seeing in the market, whether it is ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, right? So Cursor, OpenAI. So whatever you are seeing in the market, everything boils down to these 2 modules. So even deep learning is a machine learning branch, right? It is a machine learning branch, but we'll be discussing this in the third month because this Gen AI is dependent on machine learning fundamentals. You have to understand machine learning fundamentals. You have to understand NLP to understand Gen AI. To bring that kind of clarity, we will be discussing these 2 modules in the third month. And once you complete these 2 modules, you will be ready to apply for the job roles like Gen AI and AI engineer. And now, can you directly jump to Gen AI module? No, you have to complete Python fundamentals. You have to understand Python. You have to understand the machine learning concepts. You have to understand deep learning concepts. Then and only understanding Gen AI, mastering Gen AI will be easy. I had seen many people, many instructors as well, many courses as well, where they will be directly taking you to Gen AI, even without explaining the basics of Python. That's wrong. That's completely wrong, right? So when you start applying for Gen AI jobs, people will definitely test your Python skill set. And then this Gen AI is completely dependent on the previous machine learning algorithms. You have to understand these machine learning concepts. Then you can get a firm grip on Gen AI. Directly jumping into Gen AI concepts with some Python basics, then it will be more like a undercooked food. To have a complete cooked food on the plate, you have to have some kind of knowledge on all these topics so that you can master Gen AI perfectly. I'm not saying mastering Gen AI is not possible without understanding these concepts. It's not completely true, but to become a master in Gen AI tools, you have to have some kind of knowledge of Python and machine learning fundamentals so that you can have a firm grip on these Gen AI concepts, right? So yeah, we'll be working on Gen AI concepts in the third month. We'll be working around 4 projects. I will be also showing those projects soon to you, right? So yeah, the Gen AI concepts come with LLMs, RAG, databases, and all. So we'll be discussing those. So yeah, that concepts will be covered in the third month. Once we cover these modules, then we'll start working on the real projects. One is ML deployment and ML ops. This 11th module is dependent on the second month modules, right? So this is the project that we will be working on. Machine learning deployment, how to work on machine learning algorithms. We will be taking a real-time project, and then we will also learn how to deploy that onto a real server. Here in our case, we will be working on AWS servers, Amazon Web Services, right? So we'll be working with AWS to deploy our machine learning project that we worked. So yeah, I will be showing, we will be working on a machine learning project, and I will also show you how to deploy that project on AWS. And in that meanwhile, we will be learning a small framework in Python called as Flask. We'll be learning something called Flask. Flask is a web development framework, a very simple web development framework available in Python. We'll be learning this framework along with this project, because when you deploy something online, you have to have knowledge of web development, right? So web development. So to have that kind of knowledge, we will be discussing Flask web framework that is available for Python. So once you do this, you'll also be having some kind of knowledge on developing web applications with Python using Flask framework. There are many kinds of frameworks available in Python, and Flask is one of the simplest frameworks that we will be working on, right? So that will be our first project. And in the second project, we'll be working on deep learning projects. So this will be a data science project, and this deep learning project will be another AI engineering project, right? So here in this deep learning projects, we'll be working all these deep learning fundamentals, whatever we learned in this module will be covered in this project. And then we will be covering generative AI projects. So we will be working around 3 to 4 generative AI projects based on the time we have. And these generative AI projects will be dependent on the GenAI module that we discussed, right? So we'll be having projects as well. I will be not leaving you empty-handed. I want my students to also take some practical knowledge based on all the modules, all the course that they have completed, right? So you should have something to be shown on your resumes, some projects to be shown on your resumes. So I will be working on these projects along with you, and after the course I will also guide you how to work on your own projects as well, right? So I will be not leaving you empty handed, where I will be just giving you where I will be narrating all the course concepts, and then leaving you without showing you how to apply these course concepts on a real project, right? So we will be working on a data analytics project. This data analytics project will be completed in the very first month itself, right? And then the second project will be on the data science project, and then the third project will be for AI engineer project, and then the fourth project will be based on the GenAI concepts that we will be learning. And in the end, we'll also spend around 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, understanding interview concepts, how interviews will be conducted for all the modules that you discussed here, all the modules that we discussed throughout this course period, how interviews will be conducted, what kind of questions will be asked. We'll try to understand that during this interview preparation as well. My target is to complete all these modules in first 3 months, but at the same time, you will be job ready from the very first month itself. Job ready, I mean, for the jobs like data analyst and business analyst, you will be ready. In the second month, you will be ready for data scientist and machine learning engineer. And in third month, you will be ready for AI engineer and GenAI developers. When I say job ready, it's not like you apply for jobs and you will be getting job just like that. No, guys, you need to struggle. You need to work hard. You need to practice my classes. You need to practice along with me. You need to attend my classes. If you fail attending my classes, you need to go through the recordings that we provide to you. So you have to do some crazy hard work so that you can apply for any of these job roles, right? So yeah, when I say job ready, I mean I am providing all the information that you need to practice, and from there onwards you have to work hard, you have to struggle, you have to apply, you have to fail and then apply, and then reapply, and then you will see the success, right? So what I mean to say is we'll be covering all these 5 different job roles that are available in Python in today's industry, and it's your job to work hard, to attend my classes, to go through the materials that we provide. I will do my job to my best, and I want you guys to do your job to your best during the course period. That's it, what I want from you guys, right? Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Yeah, this slide, each slide discusses the basic syllabus that we will be covering. Let me remove this stuff from the screen, all the scribblings here. Okay, fine. So these are the concepts that we will be covering in first 2 weeks. Python programming for data science. So these are the Python fundamentals that we will be covering. So this is the basic syllabus. This I discussed here itself, right, in the previous slide itself. Here itself we discussed it. Just to your information, these are the concepts that we will be covering in first 2 weeks. Once you cover these concepts, you will start understanding Python programming. You will start working on some Python projects as well, some basic Python projects as well. You will be able to write your code, right? And then the second thing is we will be working on SQL as well. SQL knowledge is very much required. Whatever Python job you select, SQL knowledge is very much required. Even if you Google Python jobs, every Python job will have this SQL as a requirement, right? Not just Python. Even if you select Java, even if you select PHP, whatever programming language you select, SQL knowledge is very much required, right? So apart from Python, you will be learning MySQL in this module, right? So all these are the concepts that we will be covering in SQL, and then all these are the concepts that we will be covering in data analytics with Python. So the packages that we will be discussing there are packages in Python, and these packages have some specific purposes. And data analytics package. So data analytics demand for Python packages like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, right? So these are the some of the packages that we will be discussing in a data analyst module, right? So that is what is covered here. And then EDA and visualization, this is how you work on data, how to clean the data and all that stuff that will be discussed here. And then the data science, the basic math that is required for covering the machine learning concepts, right? So these are the math topics. So these topics are already mentioned in the syllabus that is shared with you. If you have no syllabus with you, just text me on WhatsApp. My number is available. I think my number is already, I haven't shared my number yet. So yeah, this is my number. Let me share it in the chat section. Where is the chat section? Here, give me a second. So where is the chat section? Just a second. I lost it. 1 second. So I'm sharing my WhatsApp number in the chat section of Zoom. Make sure you guys save it. Chat with me if you have any kind of queries. You can start texting me. No worries. So if you don't have the syllabus, just let me know on the WhatsApp. I will share the syllabus with you. Or else just be the member of the WhatsApp community that I shared. So I will be sharing that syllabus in that community as well. Right. So this is the syllabus that we will be covering in this math module, which will be for like 4 to 5 days. And then moving on, we'll start machine learning fundamentals. We'll be discussing some important algorithms in this machine learning modules. So all these are different kinds of topics that we will be covering, right? So you can take screenshots now, or you can wait for my syllabus, right? And then advanced machine learning concepts and time series forecasting, very interesting concepts. Though they sound complicated, I will make sure that I will break down to the code to the simplest form so that you guys can understand these concepts. So just bear with me for a few minutes. I will show you the difference between data analyst, data scientist, and Gen AI developer. I will show the difference between these three different job roles. Just bear with me for a few minutes. Let me complete these slides and come back to you, right? And then these are the topics that we will be covering in deep learning concepts, where the AI engineering job role starts, right? So these are the concepts that we will be covering. So whatever tools that we use, whatever editors that we use, whatever packages that we use throughout the course, all are industry standard, right? So whatever packages, whatever IDs, whatever editors, whatever I use in this course, those similar packages, similar editors, similar IDs will be used in the companies as well, in your in the corporate as well. So there is no simplicity I will be choosing in this course. I will be guiding you throughout this course. Whatever tools we use those tools based on the tools that are being used in the corporate in today's world, right? So all the new tools that people are adopting, we will be using those tools only. So I will be explaining about these tools very soon. Yeah, but we will be very up to date based on the market that we are trying to deal with, right? So yeah, deep learning fundamentals, and then we will be working on GenAI. GenAI is one of my favorite because from last 2-3 years, this is the job role that is very much popping up. That is very much you guys. Most of the vendors, most of the consultancies are hunting for GenAI developers. Most of the companies are hunting for GenAI developers, and since this is very new to the market, you have a very good scope because of less competition, maybe, right? So only 2-3 years, it's only 2-3 years that this kind of job was created. Earlier, like 4 years back, you hardly see a GenAI developer kind of job role. Data scientist job role was from the very beginning, but GenAI developer is something new that you are hearing from last 2-3-4 years, right? So it is very good job role that you can choose, very good career that you can choose, because coming further there might be more and more jobs related to GenAI, right? So yeah, the most in-demand skill set from 2024 to 2025. Though the job roles comparatively from data scientists, the job roles are comparatively less. Data science jobs, there are huge data science jobs. Gen AI is picking up, right? So because it is a very latest technology from last 2-3 years, we are working on it. So you will see. We'll see. We'll try to cover all the latest technologies that a GenAI developer will be using, right? And then these are the projects that we will be working on. So the first project will be machine learning module. This will be the data science project. We will be working with a Flask framework, and then we will be setting up on Amazon Web servers, and then we will deploy live. We will see our application on a real web browser, right? So yeah, we will be trying to cover all this project in real time, and then we'll also have some real world projects for deep learning, right? And Gen AI projects as well. I listed around 8 projects here, but discussing all 8 projects in the limited time we have might not be applicable, reasonable, but I will select 4 projects out of these, and all those 4 projects will be the complicated projects so that you guys will get some real hands-on experience. I will remove some simple projects from this, and we'll be working on 4 different projects which will demand all the GenAI concepts that you learned throughout this course period, right? So we'll be selecting 4 projects from this GenAI project portfolio, and we'll be trying to work on that, right? And here for a deep learning, we'll be working on a solar panel defect classification project. Very interesting project. You guys will love it if you guys stick with me till the end. Sticking with me till the end is very much important, guys. The same thing happened with the batch 2 people. This is our 3rd batch with Python, right? So batch 1, batch 2, people who sticked with me till the end got something out of the course, right? So sticking with me till the end, having some dedication, consistency is very much important. So if you can attend live classes, very good. If you fail to attend live classes, recordings will be uploaded every single day, right? So you have to go through those recordings, and you have to communicate with me if you have any kind of queries. I will show you all those communication channels, platform, everything will be shown to you. Just stick with me for a few more minutes, right? Yeah, in the end, we'll be having interview preparation for machine learning, deep learning, and GenAI as well. So these are the 14 different modules, and these are the job roles that you can apply for once you complete all these 14 modules, right? So the same job role, like data analyst or business analyst, both are same. Different requirement. Requirement is same, skill set is same, but the purpose of these 2 job roles is different. We'll be discussing it during the course period, right? So I'll not just be explaining you stuff. I will not be just teaching you Python and machine learning. I'll also be guiding you throughout the career opportunities that we have in this industry. So this entire course is career oriented, not just knowledge oriented, right? So career oriented is very much important, because all the students that are attending are either freshers or someone who is seriously looking for a job. So the entire course will be career oriented. I will be guiding you throughout this course. So no need to worry. If you see any kind of different job role other than this based on Python, just shoot me, just text me on WhatsApp. What kind of job role is this? What kind of knowledge I need? I will be trying to help you understand that kind of job as well, what skill set you need. So we'll be covering maximum skill sets in this throughout the course period. So data analyst, business analyst, data scientist, ML engineer, AI engineer, GenAI developer, RAG developer. RAG developer is also based on this GenAI module. Prompt engineer also depends on GenAI module, and DS with GenAI skills. This is nothing but based on the data science, machine learning concept that you learn. Combined with GenAI developer, you will be having the excellent resume, right? So these days, what happened is people maybe the title might be GenAI developer, but if you go into the requirements, they might be saying having machine learning knowledge, having data science knowledge will be an add-on. This is the language they will be speaking, right? So to make your resume stronger, you have to attend all these 3 months, so that either even if you apply as a GenAI developer, even if you are very much interested in GenAI developer, having all these technologies on your resume will make your resume shine out compared to other people. So stick with me, be consistent, dedicate yourself for next 3 months. You will see the result, right? Yeah. So 3 months, 14 modules, around 8 projects, and different career opportunities. So this is my number. You can save it via plurallabs.com, right? So I will take questions from here onwards, right? First, okay, now start shooting your questions. If you have any kind of questions, start shooting them in the chat section. Let me answer them. Let me answer those questions. Even the question is very basic. No need to worry. We are all new here. Shoot your basic question as well. People with zero knowledge, zero programming, zero Python skills, no need to worry. No one is going to judge you. I want questions from you, right? I want you guys to interrupt me in between, so that this course will be a very interactive course, right? So shoot your questions, and I'll try to answer them. So we have like 10 more minutes, 10 to 15 more minutes. So let's have a chat. Let's communicate. Shoot your questions in the chat section, right? So meanwhile, I will explain you the difference between a data scientist, a data analyst, and a GenAI developer. So these are overall, if you observe, these are the 3 job roles that we are working on: data analyst, data scientist. So ML engineer, even if I say ML engineer, all the skill sets that you learned in data science will be covered in ML engineer. All right, AI engineer and GenAI developer. So you can see them as 2 different job roles, or I mean, the skill set is same, right? So let me show you the difference between all these 3 main different job roles that we have. One is data analyst. So one is data analyst or business analyst, and then the data scientist, right? So data scientist, and then we have GenAI developer or generative AI developer. So let's try to understand the difference, so that you get more interest in getting into this course, right? So who is a data analyst? Now, when I say a data analyst, the name itself speaks out, right? Analyzing the data, right? So a data analyst mainly works on understanding the business data, understanding business data, and explaining what happened with that data. What happened with that data? So for example, let's say, let's try to understand a data analyst job in a company, right? So in a sales company, right? So in a sales company, a data analyst checks monthly sales data based on the sales report that company is having, right? So every month, companies will have their sales data. Let's say in 2025, every month there is a sales data of Apple. For Apple Industries, they have sales data: how many units sold, how many units are not sold, in which country the most of the revenue happen, in which country the revenue not happen, right? So all this kind of data will be available on Excel sheets, in SQL, in different kind of formats. as a data analyst, you have to take this data and analyze the data and say what is happening with the data. That is the purpose of a data analyst, right? So let's say in a sales company, a data analyst checks monthly sales data and says like sales dropped in California because customers ordered reduced by 20% in the last 2 weeks. This kind of information is provided by data analyst. If you read some business news or some business magazines, you see crazy graphs, right? Pie charts, bar charts, line charts, and all crazy information about the company, what happened in which month. So all that information is being extracted by a data analyst. Now, how important is a data analyst? Data analyst, apart from the industry, is very much required in every industry, not just IT industry. Data analyst is required in any industry, in construction industry, in marketing industry, uh, in beverages industry, whatever industry you select, data analyst is required, because everyone wants to understand what is happening with their data, with their company's data, with their customers' data. So yeah, data analyst, apart from, he is not just dedicated to IT industry. Data analyst is a evergreen job role where every industry is having a need of data analyst, right? So how can you become a data analyst? What skill set you need? You need the skill set of Python, NumPy, Pandas. So NumPy, Pandas are packages of Python, which we'll be discussing in the third module. NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and very important, SQL. So these are the 4 important skill sets that you need to become a data analyst. And then I hope you guys understood the role of a data analyst. Now, what is a data science? What is a data scientist? So here, data science, you need the knowledge of data analyst. This job role is built upon this NumPy, Pandas, Python, and SQL knowledge, right? So data science goes one step beyond analyzing the data. So a data scientist uses statistics, machine learning, and historical data to predict what happens next, right? So there is some kind of intelligence happening there. There is some kind of artificial intelligence, some kind of machine learning happening there. Based on the previous data, the data scientist will read the previous data and will predict what might happen in future, right? That's the importance of a data scientist, right? So maybe a data science, for example, in a bank, a data scientist builds a builds a model to predict whether a customer can default on a loan or not, based on the customer's history, right? So based on the customer's history, location, job role, and all that, he can build a machine learning model where that model can predict that customer will default the loan or not, or whether the transaction looks fraud or not, right? So these kind of models are built by data scientists, right? So I can give you another interesting examples. Now, if you are a Instagram user or a Facebook user or a YouTube user, right? So you see a lot of ads while you scroll your Instagram, lot of ads. And these ads are different from user to user, right? So these ads, we have Bharat in the class, right? So Bharat, when he scrolls Instagram, he sees different kinds of ads. We also have Harika in the class. Harika, when she scrolls Instagram, she sees different kinds of ads. So her ads that are being shown, the ads that are being shown on Harika's Instagram and the ads that are being shown on Bharat's Instagram, most of the time will be different. Why? Because Instagram is having the data that belongs to you. What kind of data is it? It is having Harika's data based on the photos she likes, based on the location she lives, based on the videos she share, based on the comments she do. All that kind of data, Instagram is having it, right? Even Bharat's data, Instagram has it. the kind of job he does, the kind of interactions which he does with his friends, all that kind of data, now Instagram has it. So based on that data, it will study the data and it will show a particular ad to Bharat, thinking that Bharat might click on it. Bharat might be showing interest on it. So that is machine learning. That is data scientist. That is what a data science does. What it is doing, it is studying Bharat's data, past data, and it is predicting if Bharat will click on that ad or not, if that ad is relevant to Harika or not, if that ad is relevant to Grace or not, right? So based on the user data, it is predicting if the user will be interested in that particular ad or not. So that part comes in data science. That is the part of a data scientist. There are many examples that I can start giving you, but just because of limited time, I can just give you like 1-2 examples. But just join the course. We'll be having a lot of fun, like whatever daily things that we do online, that we see online. There is machine learning to it. Even Netflix, if you are watching, if you are a Netflix user, Netflix will recommend the exact movie that you might want to watch, that you are interested to watch. How does Netflix know what you want? So that is based on machine learning, right? Netflix is tracking your data, the kind of movies you watch, the kind of dialogues you watch, right? The kind of actions you watch, you are interested in. Netflix is tracking all your data, and based on that data, it is recommending you the upcoming movies, the next movies that you want to watch. The same with YouTube as well, right? So it will recommend the recommended videos to your right side of your YouTube screen, or to the below of your video. You keep on seeing recommended videos, and most of the time these videos are some kind of videos that interest you, you are interested in. So all this is happening through machine learning. There is a lot of things that are happening through machine learning around us, and we are not aware of it. So yeah, come with me. I will show you what is happening with you online, right? So yeah, so that is the importance of machine learning. Now let's try to understand GenAI. This is another interesting thing that happened to us 3 years back, right? After OpenAI, this chat GPT came up. So GenAI job roles popped like crazy. We have Gemini from Google. We have Grok from we have Grok, right, from the Tesla people. And then we have Claude, a beautiful AI agent. We have Claude. A lot of LLM tools popped up. So now the purpose of GenAI is, I will also show you an interesting example that you already might have used it, but I'll show you what a GenAI developer does, right? So AI, it focuses on building intelligent systems that can understand, generate, and classify the user request, right? So now if I go to ChatGPT and if I ask anything, it will give the appropriate answer for me. Behind that, what is happening? It is an intelligent system that is understanding my requirement, and it is trying to generate the solution for my requirement, and it is classifying that requirement, and it is automating that stuff. What I mean automating, it will also recommend some kind of steps that I want to do next. That kind of automation is also possible. So all this kind of intelligence is happening with GenAI, right? So for example, I can say maybe a company, right? So if you visit any company's website, so that company uploads a policy document, and using a AI chatbot, employees can communicate with that company to understand the policy document, right? So there is a huge kind of text mentioned in the policy document, and I'm not aware of what to do and what not to do when I join the company. So I can ask certain kind of questions to that chatbot, and that chatbot will give solutions based on the company's data it is having. So that is Gen AI, right? And even some of the chatbots that you see when you visit e-commerce websites, right? So support system, chat support system, all these are built upon this Gen AI. Now let me show you some interesting example here. If you go to amazon.com, guys, keep posting your questions here in the chat section, right? So I'll be taking like 5 more minutes, right? So if you go to your amazon.com and if you see here Alexa for shopping, this is something that is dependent on GenAI developer. GenAI developer developed it. Now let me try to chat with this Alexa for shopping. You can also visit your computers and start texting with this Alexa for shopping to check for yourself. Now I'm saying I just want to buy I want to buy some cooking ware for easy cook. Let's say so what you would recommend? I'm just communicating with this Alexa for shopping Alexa chat, and it will navigate through this entire Amazon website and it will give the exact answer that I want. Right now, here it is communicating with me. What it is asking to give you the best recommendation. I have a very few quick questions, and it is asking all different kinds of questions. Maybe I say, I'm a bachelor, living on a budget. Recommend something. Now, ChatGPT is, sorry, not ChatGPT, but this Alexa Gen AI is understanding my requirement. It is thinking, and then it starts recommending me the product, right? So it started recommending me the products. So this is based on Gen AI. So this kind of chatbots, if you want to develop, Gen AI is the solution. There are a lot of things that you can do with Gen AI, but just because we are limited with the time, I am giving you this I'm just giving you some examples, one or two examples. Yeah, I just want you to understand what you guys are gonna develop after this course, what kind of job roles that you're gonna apply for. So yeah, these are the different kind of job roles that you will be applying for after this course. So if you guys have any kind of questions, just let me know in the chat section. Right, so I'm just seeing I'm just going through the chat here. Stick with me for 5 more minutes. I will be discussing the course pricing, and I'll also show the deliverables that you will be receiving, right? So once student register with us, we will be providing him access to our platform, Plural Labs platform, where all the recordings will be uploaded and where he is supposed to attend classes as well. So I will be showing a brief demonstration about this platform as well. Just stick with me for 5 more minutes. Till then, I'm just going through here chat section. How much is the fee? Loke says, okay, there are a lot of questions here. Will we get sort of certification after we finish the course? Yes, Priyanshi asked the question that will we get a certification after we finish the course? Yes, Priyanshi, you will of course get a certification after finishing the course, but we want at least 90% of attendance from you. Right? Even if you are not available for live classes, you should be able to go through the recordings that we upload to our platform. So that is at least requirement that we want from you guys. Active participation, only active. So if you attended 2 classes and then if you skip rest of the classes, then we can't provide you certification, right? So we want you to at least attend 90% of our live classes, or at least go through the recordings. Then you are eligible for the certification. And yes, we will be tracking attendance of every student. We'll also be tracking if the student is going through the recording that we provide or not. That all will be tracked. And what are the deliverables that you will be getting? So yeah, we will be having live classes from Monday to Friday, from 9:30 p.m. EST to 10:30 p.m. EST, right? And then after the class, recordings will be uploaded to the platform. Students will be given login credentials to access these recordings, right? So recordings will be uploaded after a few hours after the class. And then yes, for every class there will be a study notes. This study notes will be very helpful for you to attend interviews, and even after getting jobs, you can have this study notes with you. This will be in PDF format. You can consider them as material for the classes. Whatever is discussed in the class, that will be provided to you in PDF format as well. And then we'll also provide you to complete assignments so that you guys are up to point with us, right? we'll be providing not daily assignments, but once in a while attendance, weekly assignments, and we want you to complete those assignments and submit to us, and we will do the correction and we'll come back to you. We will provide you the feedback, right? So assignments will be provided to you, and then interview materials will be provided to you, right? So we'll also conduct mock interviews. Once you are done with Python fundamentals, we will conduct mock interviews, and these mock interviews are conducted by real professionals who already do interviews for multinational companies, right? So these are not normal people. They are with like 20-30 years of experience. They hire people for US clients as well. So we'll bring them on board, and we'll conduct interviews so that you guys get practiced with us, right? So you guys will understand the interview format. And then what else? Yeah, we'll be providing you, first of all, we'll be providing you login credentials for our platform. Very beautiful platform. I will show that in a while. And once you are done, we'll also provide you certification, but we at least expect 90% of attendance, because we want to also put our brand value, right? So 90% of attendance through live classes, or at least if you are going through the recordings, and if you are very communicative in our group, we will be that would support to get you a certification as well. And then once you register with our course, you will be given access to our dedicated WhatsApp group, where our students will be communicating with each other. So that will be a dedicated WhatsApp group where our students will be dedicated here. I will show you the group as well, right? So this is our batch 2 group here. So this is where our this is our batch 1 group, I think. Yeah, this is where the communication happens between students and instructors, right? All the details will be provided here. Everyday class details will be provided here. And during the class, I don't want you guys to listen. During the class, I want you guys to work along with me, right? So this is how students work with me. Left side, they have my screen, and right side, they have their editors open. So I am explaining here on the screen, and student is practicing along with me, so that you guys complete your class there itself. You guys get some kind of knowledge. It's not like you listen my class and then you go back home and then you practice. That's not going to work, because I know most of you guys are working professionals and you have very limited time. So within 1 hour that you are dedicating to this class, I want you guys also to practice along with me, so that you will be ready for the next class. So here on left, you will be opening my screen, live video, and then on right, you will be opening up your editors, right? So yeah, this is all will be happening once you register for the course. And then yeah, the price for the course will be USD $200, because this is a very huge course, 3 months of course. A lot of topics are going to discuss. That is value for the money that you are going to spend. And this $200 will be paid in 2 parts, right? So the first part, $100, we expect you to pay in the very beginning, right? So once you finish these demo classes, once you pay these $100, we will provide you login credentials through which you can start attending our live classes, and you can have access to our recordings as well, login credentials and all. And then after 1 month, we expect you to pay the remaining $100 so that you can continue with the remaining classes. So this is the fee structure, and in Indian rupees, it is around 19,000 Indian rupees to be paid in 2 parts, right? To be paid in 2 parts, it will be around 9,500 rupees in the first part. So this is what we expect. Once you pay the first part, we will be providing you the login credentials and all, access to the platform and WhatsApp community and all, WhatsApp group and all, right? So Lokesh is asking an interesting question. Does this course introduce us to agentic AI or AI agents? Yes, we try to introduce you to the agentic AI as well. But before that, having a knowledge on GenAI is very much required. Agentic AI is again a huge course. It cannot be wrapped up in like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I will be definitely giving you introduction to the agentic AI as well. So this is again, there is again another important job role that is circulating in the market called as agentic AI as well. We'll be also covering the basics of agentic AI. But to agentic AI in itself, if the instructor is sincere, he should be dedicating at least 1 to 2 months in training agentic AI. It's not like 1-2 week of course, right? So yeah, Lokesh, I hope that answers your question. So Nag is asking the question about the fee. Yes, I hope the fee question is answered here, Nag. So if you have any price concerns, just reach me on WhatsApp. Right. So this is the basic that we can do. We normally try to put our fees at a minimal price so that most of the students can access. And if you guys see the kind of syllabus this course is handling, right? So a huge syllabus and the price is very reasonable is what we felt for most of the students, right? So, and can you please explain about data engineer as well? Yeah, Suresh, that data engineer will also be covered while discussing this data science and ML engineer concepts, right? And then Lokesh is asking, will the class be 5 days a week consistently? Yes, the class, Lokesh, the class will be 5 days a week, very consistent, very consistent. I will be very regular. I expect you guys also to be very regular, right? So if you missed out classes because of your job or all, you always have the recording in handy and you always have my WhatsApp number in handy, right? So you can start communicating with me after watching the recording as well if you have any kind of queries. And you also have the group to help all the fellow students help each other in the group as well. Right. So what is the major difference between AI versus Gen AI? Priyanshi Rana, I think I explained the difference between AI and Gen AI. Right. So Gen AI, we will be working with the APIs that these LLM tools are providing. So for let's say we have OpenAI being provided by ChatGPT, we will take that OpenAI and we'll start working on that. And AI, we mainly work on deep learning. Deep learning is not completely Gen AI; that is completely a part of machine learning, right? So Gen AI is part of AI. It is not complete AI, right? AI, machine learning is part of AI, deep learning is part of machine learning, and Gen AI also Gen AI is also a part of machine learning and deep learning, right? So yeah, so I hope that answers your question, Priyanshi. If you have any further confusion, just let me know. And then another student is asking a question, right? The projects you explained in the syllabus, can we keep the projects in my resume? Yes, you can keep those projects in your resume. We'll make sure that they are resume standard, right? To attend the interviews and all. So those will not be basic projects. Some good amount of efforts will be dedicated from my end as well. I will not leave you empty handed by providing basic projects. We will definitely work on those projects, right? So how many years of experience do that I can keep it in resume? So one student is asking, based on this course, what kind of experience that he can put on the resume. Say it is up to you and the consultancy that you are working on. If you are associated with the consultancy can better answer for you. But based on the knowledge you have here, I would say if you really work hard with me, if you really are dedicated, you can go anywhere between 2 to 5 years of experience for ML engineer. Not 5 is very much dedication is required for to become a ML engineer, data scientist. 5 years is a very big experience. So you should be working hard. But I can say data analyst, the kind of knowledge you gain here, you will be a good fit for 2, 3, 4 years of experience based on the number of projects that you work on your personal side as well. I will assist you how to work on these personal projects as well after this course. So based on your project working and all, you can also go up to 3 to 5. That is not the exact question that I should answer here, but I hope you got the answer, right? So, and then the project you explain in this syllabus. Okay, fine. So is AI automation different from what we are studying? Yeah. Zile, AI automation is completely different from what you are studying here. So when I say AI, most of the students and most of the people think ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. These are the tools which we will be learning. No. That's not the right answer. AI is different. ChatGPT and all these are the tools that are being provided. These are just the tools. These are not the technologies that will be coded, right? So whatever you will be learning here, you will not be learning ChatGPT. You will not be learning GenAI. You will be learning how to build systems like that using the APIs provided by these systems, right? So some people, some students who are very new to this, when I say AI, they think ChatGPT, Claude, learning these tools is what AI is. no, this is not what we will be learning. We will be learning some real coding stuff here, some real stuff with which you can make your hands dirty and build some real AI tools, right? So that I hope that answers your question, Zile. So Suresh, is class the available morning hours on EST? Suresh, we are also planning for morning hours as well. I think we already had a discussion on WhatsApp but that might take time. So this is the best time for US people. Let's go back to WhatsApp and have a chat again, Suresh. I think it's you, right, Suresh, who had a discussion with me regarding the timings. Suresh, is that you who had a chat with me on WhatsApp? If yes, let's communicate that on WhatsApp. I'll clarify that further. Right. So, guys, this is all about the details here. Just give me a minute. I will also show you how the platform looks like. Right. So, you guys were with me for 1 hour 15 minutes. So let's give me like 2-3 minutes. I will show you how the platform also looks like. Right. So give me a minute here. So once you go to Plural Labs website, so this is our website here. So you will be provided some sign in button there. Once you open there, you will be once you pay the first part of the fee, you will be provided with the login credentials. So yeah, this is how the platform looks like. Once you log in, this is how the platform looks like. And this is where your course will be. So every day we expect you to log into the platform and click on this join class button to join our live class. Right? When you start your live classes, once you pay the fee and start the actual classes, in those classes, all the classes, there will be no link provided. All the classes are supposed to be joined using this join class button. And once you click on this enter class button here, this will be having all the recordings of your course, right? So every day based on every day recording will be uploaded. So here this session had around 60 to 70 classes. All those 60 to 70 recordings are uploaded here, right? So it starts from Python fundamentals, installation of Python and all, understanding. So all these are the topics that we'll be covering. And here in this recording as well, in this recording itself, you will also be provided with the source code that we practiced during that class, right? The source code and the study material as well. The study material, let me find a video where it has, yeah, the study notes as well. So these study notes, I will show you how the study notes also looks like. It will be a very detailed material for that class. So this will, you can also, so that you can also read through them using your phone as well, right? So this will be your dictionary throughout your journey in Python jobs, right? So very detailed notes will be provided to you after the live classes in the platform itself, the source code notes and even the assignments as well, right? So this is how the platform looks like. All the recordings, you will be having lifetime access to these recordings after the live class. There is no deletion of the accounts. So you will be having lifetime access to these recordings, and you can communicate with the instructor anytime you want throughout this 3 months of duration. Yeah, that's it from my end, guys. If you have any queries, let me know. You can unmute yourself and have a discussion with me if you want. And if you have no queries, you can maybe leave the class, right? So this is the course fee, right? So the bank details and all will be shared with you very soon, right? So make sure you guys are part of, maybe now itself, I will give you the, so after tomorrow's demo class, we expect you to pay for the class. We pay for the course, right? So, okay, 1 second. Um, So the bank details to which you have to provide your fee, also those details are being shared here in the chat section, right? So even after tomorrow's demo class, you can pay the fee, but just upfront, I'm giving you the details. Once you do the payment, just send me the screenshot to my WhatsApp number. so that we can create your credentials and share to you. One of our team members or me itself can create those credentials and share with you, right? Yeah. So if you have any queries in the chat section, please, or else you are free to leave. Lokesh, the course should start from
Guys,
Thursday.
1 minute. We have a student finding difficult to log into the platform.
1 second.
Give me a minute. We'll be starting.
Yeah. So the course will start from Thursday, hopefully, because we at least need 1 to 2 days of time to create these credentials, right? So after the demo classes, we'll be taking 1 or 2 days of break, and then we'll be starting the live classes. So as soon as you provide, as soon as you register to the course, we will be adding you to the WhatsApp group where the entire communication about the classes will happen. I hope that answers your question, Lokesh. So if no questions, you are free to leave, guys. Thanks for bearing me. Suresh, let's have it. Suresh left. So I see no questions in the chat section. So Aravind and Zile, I'm stopping the recording here. I'm stopping the class. I hope all good from your end. Thanks for your time.